And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bedford High Stadium under the lights. It's the season opener for your Bulldogs here as they host the Concord Crimson Tide. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with my partner, Corey Munster-Tiger. Corey, the Bulldogs under new coach this year, Mr. Drew Bordeaux, taking over for Joe Hansmeyer from last year.
Yeah, Coach Joe Hansmeyer decided to move on to greener pastures, so Coach Bordeaux is taking the helm this season. A lot of energy and a lot of excitement around this program during the preseason.
And it's a program last year that had an early exit in the tournament, losing the BG in the first round. I'm sure they want to go a little further this year, and they may just have the players to do that.
They sure do. 12 seniors, 11 juniors on this team. A good experienced squad that's going to be taking the field. We also have some youth in the starting lineup too, so we'll see that throughout. We'll get to starting lineups in just a moment, but again, high hopes here for the Bulldogs as they start this season.
Meanwhile, the Tide having a bit of bad luck starting their season. They've had 3 seniors go down with injury, significantly weakening their lineup.
Tough injuries, that'll have a hit, but Coach Smith is certainly excited about this season as well. Hoping that some other players on his team can step up and fill those roles.
It's definitely an opportunity for younger players to step up and assume a leadership role to fill those left behind by those seniors. Both teams are meeting at center field at the B logo.
Ian Fletcher starting in goal for the Bedford Bulldogs, while we have Piper Cooper between the pipes for the Tide.
And Dalton Roberto ready to take the face-off. Bulldogs wearing white, black and red trim. The Tide wearing their crimson uniforms with white numerals. Matthew O'Rourke is the face-off man for him. Bedford wins the face-off. Pass to Zach Griffin. And here we go.
Griffin will settle things down, wait for his offensive teammates to get onto the field, step it into the box here, and I think we're going to have a failure to advance. That's a mental error right there. Griffin wants to step it into that offensive box area within 10 seconds of gaining possession, and he fails to do that, so it's a violation on the Bulldogs.
Doug Smith passes it up to Tarbell, runs into a wall of Bulldogs. He flips it up to his teammate, O'Rourke. Now O'Rourke leaves the field. Substitution here for the Crimson Tide. Tarbell being watched by Dylan Soden, I believe, number 31.
Sure is Soden. Basketball player as well. Helps out on the double team there. Gets the ball on the turf. Scooped up by Sheridan, who's legging it out towards midfield. Might have a break here. He does. Finishes. Nice play ahead to James Gaffney, and Sheridan assists on the first goal of the season for the Bulldogs.
Good vision there by Sheridan to find the man open in front of the Concord net. That puts the Bulldogs up early in this one, 1-0.
Just outstanding hustle by Sheridan. Scooped up that GB all the way back in his defensive end, legged it out towards midfield. Nobody picked him up. Therefore, they had some room to play in that unsettled situation, and Gaffney was in the right spot on the back door. Good catch and good finish.
Face off at the B, won again by the Bulldogs. Bennett Matthews carrying it into the offensive zone. Chips it down to Gaffney, the goal scorer. Matthews takes his time, resets, waits for his offensive teammates to join.
Toscano getting downhill. Double comes, moves it around.
There's a shot fired, blocked.
Good D there by the defenseman, number 19, Davis Linzel.
And
Scramble for the ground ball. Yeah, it's great.
Hits the turf there, takes a hit. But the Tide come up with the ball. Smith tries to pass it ahead. The ball is on the ground. Riednauer gets it. Takes it down right at goal line extended, turns around. Passes the ball up. Tarbell with it now. Reed Merrill had it momentarily. Now he gets it back.
Can hear the defensive coaching staff yelling out AJ. That means adjacent slides right here. They're in a defensive slide package coming from the next man around. They're not coming from the crease. Although they came from the crease that time. Kerr came off and helped with that dodger from behind.
Tarbell backs up that out-of-bounds ball. Tide retained possession.
Good job by Dylan Soden. Basketball player moving his feet, staying in good position. He's going to get a cross-check there, though, as the flag was down on the far sideline.
Ball is loose momentarily, but Merrill picks it up. Concord retains possession.
Whistle's blown. There was a delayed penalty situation there as the flag was down on the far side, but Tarbell got whacked, so
yeah,
looks like they're going to blow the play dead.
He looks like he's got to head to the sideline to shake that off.
That's a tough one for Coach Smith. He's probably a part of this man-up unit, so they're going to have to find somebody else to jump in for this man-up opportunity for the Crimson Tide.
Waiting for play to restart here. Tide substituting players. And the officials are about to restart.
So penalty on the Bulldogs. I believe it was a cross-check on Soden, as we mentioned there. So they're a man short. They'll play with 5. Try to keep their defense tight and force outside shots on their starting goaltender, Ian Fletcher.
Tide working the perimeter. Pass over to Doherty right now.
Ball's on the ground. And it'll go back on the ground. Good check there. Spencer Henrishon getting that ball on the ground. It goes all the way out of bounds, so Bulldogs fortunate there to get possession.
Now a chance to kill some of this penalty time.
Evan Sabati, the defensive midfielder, tucks it and legs it out. Steps it into the offensive area, and now he'll settle things down and wait for this penalty to expire.
Luke Sy enters the offensive zone. Griffin with it, still with it. Fires a high shot. Looks like it went off. Might have hit the crossbar, but it's backed up by Bedford. They retain possession.
Yeah, Derek Colezza was back there on the end line, ready to back up the shot. He gets double teamed pretty quickly.
Takes a hit there from Diachenko. Bedford still with the ball. 7:42 left here in the first period. Bulldogs lead 1-0.
We'll see if the Bulldogs can figure out that the Concord Crimson Tide defense is in a zone right now, as they're playing kind of a 3-3 type situation, forcing those outside shots, not giving up those inside passes right on the crease. They're trying to encourage as many outside shots as possible.
Griffin picks up the ball that was on the ground, now resets the offense. 1-on-1. Looks like Tarbell's back in the game. Good to see that. Kaliza behind X. Now pass in front and a goal. I believe that's Sean Toscano, number 6.
Toscano picks it up. Number 6, the senior captain. First goal on the season for Toscano. And the Bulldogs are likely going to lean on their midfielders throughout this season, so it's good to see Toscano getting on the board early. I believe that was Purnell on the assist. I wasn't quite sure if it was Purnell or Gaffney that was feeding from behind to Toscano. We'll hear in just a moment. But the Bulldogs jump up 2-0 with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Yeah, they're going to give the assist to Luke Purnell. The Bulldogs quickly back in the offensive area, trying to scoop up that ground ball, but they do push from behind, so the Crimson scoop it up, and we'll have possession.
Number 6, Sean Toscano. Assistant number 3, Luke Purnell.
Great check there by Nick Hadley. Getting the ball back on the turf, getting things going for the Bulldogs. And Kuliza finishes on the doorstep. Luke Sy will pick up the assist there in transition. Kuliza just snuck in behind the defenders, was able to finish on that one-on-one with the goalie. Yeah, Piper Cooper didn't have much of a chance there as Kuliza was one-on-one on the doorstep.
A couple of quick goals here in the first. 6:33 to play, and Bulldogs are up 3-0 already.
Beautiful night, though, to start the season. We had, low 70s for the day today. It's cooling off as the sun has gone down.
A little bit of wind. Nice breeze. Tide pick up the ball. Tarbell evades a check there by Dalton Roberto.
Sheridan pressing out here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Henrishon.
Tarbell sends it down below goal line extended for Doherty. Being watched by Sheridan. Ball on the ground and goes out of bounds, so possession goes to Bedford. Ian Fletcher controls, sends it up.
Long outlet pass for Riccio. Down low, across, and goal again. Beautiful goal. Gaffney right across the crease to a diving Kuliza. Didn't land in the crease, so they count it. So Kuliza's second, and Gaffney picks up the assist. Beautiful transition as they saw that long outlet pass to Riccio. Riccio pressed near side and ran the transition to perfection.
And we've got a timeout here. I believe Concord calls that.
Assistant number 23, James Gaffney.
Coach Smith sees trouble early, down 4-0. 5:49 to go in the first quarter. He's going to get a timeout, talk to his troops. Coach Bordeaux has to be thrilled with this start with the Bulldogs up early.
Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club is always looking for new members and volunteers to help support the Bedford High School athletic programs. The Booster Club meets at the BHS Media Center at 7 p.m. on the first Wednesday of every month. For details on how you can get involved, go to their website, bbabc.net, or you can request more information or just get some help. That's bbabc.net. We've got a load of contests that we'll be broadcasting here on BCTV this spring. Our next one, another boys contest. Boys lacrosse on the 14th. This Friday, Dover Green Wave invades Bedford. That's a 5:30 face-off. We'll have that for you here on channels of BCTV, channels 23 and 1072. Also want to welcome our viewers on Concord TV. We're sharing our broadcast with them. Always glad to have them on board.
Fun slates scheduled here for the spring. Going to bring you 4 or 5 boys games, 4 or 5 girls games.
And of course, baseball and softball. We've got that on the menu as well.
Fun spring, shortened season. Compared to basketball and football seasons, a good 2 strong months. It's usually only about 6-week season for the lacrosse team, 6-7 weeks.
So the Bulldogs control off the face-off, and Brody Helton taking his time here. Waits for his teammates, and now
missed the pass, and they'll turn it over. So the Bulldogs will drop into a ride. See what they can do to apply pressure and get that ball back. This is Tarbell on the far sideline. He's looking to go 1-on-2.
Trying to get away from that wall of Bulldogs, blocking his way. Now he gets across the midfield stripe.
Did so calmly, too. Nice poise by Tarbell. Just avoiding the attackman along that midline.
Now Carter Doherty with the ball gets it back to Tarbell. He pulls up. 1-on-1 there with Nick Hadley. Heading to the net, fires.
Good save there by Fletcher. Got it off his left shoulder. Popped that chicken wing out. Prevented the rubber from getting past him.
Tide maintained control. There's a shot by Tarbell. Sharper angle. This one skips through the crease. Goes out of bounds, and we'll see who ran it down. Is that going to be Concord?
Yeah, it looks like they're giving it to the Crimson Tide back there. The attackman got far enough towards the sideline when it went out, where it went out, so Concord keeps possession.
There's Merrill.
Sai applying some pressure back there. Oof. No, I didn't think that he was going to get away with that.
Another flag on the field here. Looks like Bedford's going to be shorthanded again.
Yeah, they're going to get a push. 30-second push, I imagine, will be the call on Luke Sai as he trots to the sideline. So Bedford will be down again. Yeah, they signaled technical foul there, so just a 30-second. So with 4 minutes to go, Bedford leading 4-0. They'll go down on the man-down defense.
This is their second shorthanded situation. They played it fairly well last time. Really, Concord didn't get much of an offensive opportunity with the man advantage. Bedford was able to get the ball back and spend a good amount of time in the Concord end.
Sure were.
But the Tide controlling play right here. Riedenauer gets the pass away. Now he gets it back. Tarbell back to Riedenauer.
Good stick there. They tried to skip the pass through down on the backside to Reed Merrill and firing it through 2, maybe 3 defenders. One of them got a stick on it, got the ball on the ground.
And Merrill's able to run that down, so possession stays with the Tide. Penalty, I believe, is expired already.
Back to 6-on-6. Half field settled situation. Tarbell save. Beautiful save by Fletcher. Stick side high, but he was dipping low and got back up to prevent that goal.
Good vision there by Fletcher. Now Bedford on the attack. Matthews gets away from a check. Gets away from another one. Sends it down low. Tried to get the ball over to Gaffney, but Gaffney couldn't play it. It goes out of bounds. It'll go over to the Tide.
It looked to me like Gaffney was expecting Matthews to shoot that ball, and therefore a little lapse in attention, and therefore he missed the pass that came to him.
I believe you're right. It looked like Gaffney was going to make that shot was going to be taken.
Good patience there by the Tide to clear that ball.
Carter Doherty with it. Taking his time. Playing way out. Now gets it to Tarbell.
Defense getting a little more aggressive here as Tristan Kerr goes out on Tarbell. Tries to pressure him on his hands, get the ball on the turf. Might be overextending a little bit, forcing it back behind.
Nate Doherty tries to get a shot.
Saved by Fletcher. Inside roll by Doherty, and Fletcher was there to stone him.
Stick check there. Knocking the ball off a Henrishon stick. Ball out of bounds. It'll go over to Concord. 1:51 to go here in the first. 4-0 Bulldogs lead.
Coach Smith has been smart with his possession here in the second part of the first quarter. They're really settling things down, taking long and deliberate offensive possessions here, as the Bulldogs have been able to score a few times in transition. Coach Smith knows there's danger there. Great double team here by Kerr. Gets out, can't scoop up the ground ball, but Sheridan's there to help pop it going off to the offensive side of the field. Kerr settles, moves it ahead. Gaffney now across. Crank, and we got a whistle before because I think we had a timeout. Yep, Coach Bordeaux wisely takes a timeout. 1:14 left here in the first quarter. He wants to get a good, solid offensive possession for the Bulldogs before the quarter expires.
Becoming a high school sports official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, Fairness and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. To learn more about becoming a high school official, contact the NHIAA. Their website is NHIAA.org.
You ever been an official, Harry?
I did try to officiate hockey one
Yeah?
time. I was not very good at it.
No. Why not? What happened?
Well, I just, I don't know.
Did you get
it's like,
irritated?
it's funny. You know why? Because I wasn't sitting in a lazy boy watching it on TV. Because we all know that when you're sitting watching on TV, you see everything, you make every call.
Yep.
But when you're on the ice, it's a different thing.
Yeah. So were you missing calls, or you were getting yelled at by coaches, or,
Oh, yeah.
or parents,
All of
or
the
players?
above.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. I would yell at you too. I mean, if you were an official in any game I was either playing in or coaching in, or my kid was playing, I would definitely yell at you.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a thick skin.
Of course.
For sure.
I'm
Don't
not
take it personally.
encouraging yelling at the officials.
No, we
of
want
course.
decorum.
Yeah. But if it was you, I would yell.
Yeah,
at
I had it coming. Probably missed a call or two.
One or two, maybe. 1 or 2. 4-0 is your score here at Bedford High School as the Bulldogs have jumped out in the first quarter to a 4-goal lead. They took a timeout here with possession in the offensive end. They're getting their offensive-minded players onto the field to see what they can do to punch another one in here before the first quarter expired. Toscano on that far side. Back to the middle to Bennett Matthews.
Bedford just taking their time here.
They're looking for that skip, which is the right look, especially in this zone defense. They're not getting a player close to that right-handed crank shot. Toscano was on the backside. They were looking for time and space as the Tide turn it over here in transition again, and this has been trouble. And trouble again as finished by James Gay. Assisted by Zach Griffin as he was drawing traffic. And again, those unsettled situations are tough and have proven to be very beneficial for the Bulldogs. So they do get a goal before the quarter expires, but it's not the way Coach Bordeaux drew it up. He was looking for that skip on the backside of the zone. Looking for Toscano to take a crank. Unfortunately, they missed that pass, but in the ensuing transition, Bulldogs capitalize.
Able to capitalize on that turnover by the Tide. So on the face-off, ball still loose, now picked up by the Tide. Sorry, by Bedford. Bedford controls. Gaffney tries to pass it back. Picked up by Roberto. He still can't get a handle on it. Now Gaffney gets it, gets around his man, cutting in. Pass across. Looks like Hadley has it. Did have it anyway.
Tried a little backhand pass to one of the attackmen down there. Unfortunately, it was wayward. Travels over the end line. We get a Gilman here.
Here's a home
all
run
the way
ball.
down.
Buzzer sounds, and that ends the first quarter with score Bedford up 5-0. Scoring recap. Gaffney made it 1-0 with an assist from Kevin Sheridan. Followed up by a goal by Sean Toscano. Luke Purnell providing that assist, 2-0 was the score. Then it's the 6:33 mark of the first. Derek Kaliza with the first of his 2 goals. And the assist came from Luke Sy. Just a few moments later, 5:49 mark, again, Kaliza with the goal. Gaffney with the assist. Made it 4-0 at 5:49. And then Gaffney with his second goal. Assist coming from Zach Griffin at the 31.4 second mark of the first, and that's where we stand at 5-0.
Good scoring timeline there for those listening at home. James Gaffney has 2 and 1. Kuliza with 2. Toscano with 1 assists to Purnell, Sheridan, Griffin, Sy. So that makes up your 5 goals. We'll get started here with the second quarter in just a moment. And again, the Bulldogs have to be pleased with that opening quarter of play in this season opener.
BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access than ever before. Use the Bedford Community Television app. It's available for a free download on Apple iOS and Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today. Good thing to have on your phone.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Of course, you know, the BCTV crew is very excited about having that app up and running for both live as well as the saved games, so you can go back and reference.
On demand, sure.
On demand.
That's a handy. The whole world is on demand these days.
It's true, very true.
So you don't have to live your life by the clock anymore. You can just sit down and watch whatever you want to watch when you want to watch it.
Binge all the Bedford lacrosse that you want, right on the app. Quick thank you to Andrew Fenn running the camera this evening. Appreciate you, sir. Bill Jennings was helping out last night with commentary at the girls' game.
Happened to catch that. What was the final of that game, by the way? Ooh. That was actually it was a pretty lopsided win for the girls, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 15-7, 15. They got to 10 at the end again, so it might have been 17-7, something like that.
And of course, we heard that the team from Kennebunk, Maine, had some trouble getting to the game, so the start of the game was delayed.
It was. There was an accident on the way over from the seacoast, so they were delayed by about, I would say, about a half an hour starting that game.
Not too bad.
Not too bad, but it
throws
everybody off, that's for sure. And you know, of course, the visiting team is worried about getting here and playing, so definitely felt bad for the Kennebunk Rams as they were in a tough spot last night getting to that game.
So teams change ends. Concord is now to your left as you watch. Bedford on the right.
Procedure called. I believe they got Roberto for pushing off with one hand. He only had one hand on his stick, so they didn't call a push from behind. They just called a procedure. Therefore, Concord is in possession.
Carter Doherty with the ball. Up to Merrill. Riedenauer backing away from the Bedford defender.
Wow, look at that defense. Woo! Matthews said, yeah, come on, try to dodge me. I'm going to put you right down. And then chased from behind. Joey Tarbell, beautiful check from behind. Hustled back, got a great stick check and prevented any kind of fast break.
Carter Doherty couldn't catch that pass. Ball goes back to Bedford.
Great defensive play by Kerr.
Here's a shot.
Yeah, shot by Purnell, high and wide, and the Bulldogs aren't in position to back it up. That's a mental error there. But Hadley picks it up, intercepts the clearing pass. The Bulldogs will settle things down.
Kaliza pulls out, gives the Bulldogs time to reset. 5-0 the score. Bedford up here in the second quarter, 10:40 to play.
They'll settle things. Hadley's going to stay on for an offensive run. Fakes the pick, but goes to midfield. He'll substitute across for Sean Toscano. Matthews scores. Nice run on that far side. Little dodge out to his right hand. And Matthews will get his first goal of the year.
It's hard to tell, but I wonder if Cooper saw the ball cleanly, because the shot came from fairly far away, and I didn't see Cooper react to it immediately. So it might have been, he might have been screened partially on that shot.
Good call. I thought the same thing. He was screened out either by his defenseman or an attackman running by there. And it almost seemed like Matthews didn't expect to score that. He was pretty excited, and rightfully so. First goal in a varsity game for the freshman, and I'm sure we'll see more of that this year. Guys can hear the wind picking up here.
Yeah, it is hitting our mics. Bedford controls on the attack now. And what's the call?
Ooh, looked like a moving screen. That's my guess, or maybe a ward. I didn't see any fouls there, but that official was right there in the middle of the action. We're going to get another foul. Oof. Well, it might have been a substitution error there, as the official on the far side was blowing his whistle on this one. So, a couple of quick calls, and again, I'm not able to hear what the calls are, so not seeing what they're seeing. But we'll get Colton Poole here through the midfield. It'll settle things, give it back to Brody Helton. Helton's another freshman on this varsity squad who's been impressive throughout the preseason. Bulldogs running a wheel off this backside, trying to get some open cutters.
Master DeCasa at the top. Gets it down the sideline to Helton. Now behind X, Kaliza. Passes in front, and we get a goal.
Great finish. Kaliza drew two, got the assist as the aforementioned Brody Helton was right in position, was able to catch that ball. Good look, fires it opposite side.
19, Brody Helton. Assist to number 1, Derek Kaliza.
Starting to see some different players creating some offense here on the Bulldogs.
We've seen, a few of the midfielders that we weren't used to seeing. The starting attack is still out there. Starting defense is still out there, but as it's 7-0 with 9 minutes to go here in the first half, we might start to see some of those players down the bench for Coach Bordeaux.
Richo picks up the ball from the face-off. Now Bedford substitutes as they go back on offense.
Gaffney settles, now looks to the box. This is Griffin. Matthews skips it. Toscano takes the crank, misses high and wide. Tough one there. Had some time and space with a step-down shot, just cranked it too high.
Bedford backs it up, so they maintain possession.
Toscano running the wheel again, getting them to move out of their zone. Kuliza, nice dodge. Scooping it up and over and buries backside. Beautiful play by Kuliza. He's got his hattie with 8:18 before half. They call that a wheel on that backside, so they're purposely trying to draw the defensive players out of their zone. So you'll see the midfielder go high, pull the defensive midfielder high. They'll run an attackman behind to fill that space, and then they'll fill again from somebody cutting from behind. In this case, it was Kuliza. Got his defender off balance, made a nice little dodge, and buried far side.
As you mentioned, Kuliza with 3 goals and an assist. Bedford gets the ball back. Was that a violation call there? Is that how they came up with the ball?
I missed it there. I wasn't quite sure what that call was.
So Master DeCasa waits for his offensive players to join him. They do. Poole's out there now. Down low to Kaliza behind X. Centering pass. Purnell tried to get a shot, but Piper Cooper, I should say, number 10, the goalkeeper, making a save there. So tied with the ball now.
Pops
Cooper.
out of Cooper's stick there.
Yeah, got to be a little careful. Here's a pass up the Tarbell over the midfield stripe. Coming down the sideline, he's got a lane to the net. We'll see if he takes a shot. Now he pulls up. And now he's going to set the offense up here for the tie. They trail 8-0 here with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Tarbell across to Nate Doherty. Kevin Sheridan watching him. Doherty Turns.
Great double team backside from Henderson. Unfortunately, clips
the
the
flag.
head. Yeah, he'll get a slash for that one. But I like his thought process. He sneaking up on the backside. As soon as the attackman turned his head, he jumped the play, tried to get a quick double team and get that ball on the turf for the turnover. And again, unfortunately, as he was coming down, he smacked the offensive player in the head. So he will go in the box and feel shame.
No, waiting for the play to restart here. 6:40 to go in the half. Concord will have the man advantage for, I believe, 60 seconds, right?
That'll be a minute. Yep. Personal foul on the slash. This is what, the third man-up opportunity for the Tide?
Yeah, Bedford hasn't had one yet. Not that they needed one. But the Tide have yet to convert on these man advantage plays.
Good skip pass there. Save, beautiful save. Well done, Fletcher. Moving his body across. Gets in the way.
Carter Doherty with the shot there for Concord. Bedford takes the ball away. 6 minutes to go in the half. Pass up to Cy. Down the sideline.
Doherty tried a little riser there. Dropped his stick down, tried to get it to go high corner, and it didn't go quite high enough. So Fletcher was there for the save, and now the Bulldogs will try to kill things off and wait out this penalty as Toscano passes it over to Griffin, and they'll settle things down. Maybe they won't. Looks like Matthews was a little more offensive-minded than I was expecting.
Griffin takes the hit, takes it behind X. Now the pass across, a little too high for Kaliza. It's going to go out of bounds. Concord gets the ball back.
I don't think that penalty was released quite yet either. Yeah, it is now. Okay, so I see Henderson back in their defensive end, so it is released. Now the Crimson will try to clear here. Good interception by Riccio. Toscano scoops up the ground ball, ahead quickly. Wow, great transition. Toscano fired it ahead, found his teammate Luke Purnell, and then down to Gaffney for the finish. Gaffney with the goal, Purnell with the assist.
Makes the score 9-0, 4:55 to go in the first half. Yeah, Bedford's been pretty quick on the transition here. They don't waste any time.
They sure are, and I have to give credit for Coach Smith. I rarely do that to Coach Smith, but here I will give him a little bit of credit. His defense is in a zone, and that really kind of messes up teams because almost exclusively teams play man-to-man. And when you throw a zone at them, it wrinkles things up and messes with their mind. And he's been able to slow down that 6-on-6 offense, but in these unsettled situations, the Bulldogs have been great about picking the ball up, moving it quickly, and finding the open guy.
As we just saw here, Nick Hadley firing a shot on Piper Cooper, who was able to make the save, but that was a tricky shot.
And we'll get a penalty here again on the Crimson Tide. I believe this is the first man-up opportunity for the Bulldogs.
I think you are correct. So 4:43 to go here in the first half. Bulldogs up 9-0. And they're going to have the man advantage here for the next minute, I believe.
I think it was an unnecessary roughness call with maybe a high elbow on the check. Nobody's in the box right now serving, and now they do go back over there.
Matthews getting it down low.
Missed that pass. They had the cutter up high. Griffin, good hustle to keep it in bounds, but they missed the pass up top to him as he was coming across the top, getting in position for that righty crank.
Toscano wheels around.
Penalty's already released, so that was only a 30-second penalty.
Kaliza takes a shot under the arm of Piper Cooper.
Laser.
Bulldogs with an even 10.
Sticks the right-hand top corner. And Tyler Doldo will get the assist on that one. coming from behind on that man-up play. Just found Kaliza with time and space. Took that little scissor step, got a little weight behind it, and buried it top corner.
And Kaliza adds to his goal totals. He's got 4, go along with an assist. Very productive evening for Derek Kaliza here as the Bulldogs make it an even 10 in the first period, or first half.
Ooh, Helton running through a stick. Love it. Snapped the stick right in half from Matt O'Rourke. Big, strong kid. He's only a freshman, too. Brody Helton ran through that check, and the stick cracked right on the midfield line. Like to see that aggressiveness running through those checks.
Purnell, he pulls back. Gives Bedford a chance to reset here. Now he's attacking. Down the side. Gets it to Gaffney. His shot stopped there by
Good save by Cooper, yeah. Tracked it all the way. That was a tough shot position, too. He's about 12 yards high of the crease. Cooper saw it the whole way, made the save.
You know, I've got to believe that night lacrosse has got to be a little tough. The lighting may not be totally even across the field, and I think it's kind of hard for a goaltender to track the ball.
It can be. I think they're using a yellow ball there tonight. That certainly helps for the goalies in the evening contests. And I have to say that the lighting in most stadiums these days is quite good. The only challenge is if that ball is high in the air and you're trying to catch a cross-field pass, yes, that can be very difficult. But for the goalies, most of those angles are coming from shoulder level, maybe head level, maybe a little bit higher. So it's not as bad as you might think.
And we've got a timeout here. Not sure which coach called that one.
I believe it was Concord, Coach Smith, calling timeout there. 3:06 to go in the first half. Bedford leads 10-0.
This game is on BC TV as well as Concord TV. We appreciate that the audience up in Concord sharing the broadcast with you. But we also have our own FM radio station here in Bedford, and we call it Bedford 105.1 WBNH. And it's very easy to listen to. Of course, you can just tune in to 105.1 when you're in the Bedford area. But when you're not, you can stream the station at wbnh.bedfordnh.org, our website. You can also use streaming apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden, to name a few. And we also have an Alexa skill. All you have to do is say Alexa, play Bedford 105.1, and you will hear the station.
It sounds like you know a lot about the radio station, Harry. I'm a little surprised.
I'm intimately involved with it. We're over 7 years now.
Really?
Yeah, February was the 7th anniversary of the station signing on.
Look at you.
Time flies.
What is your official title? Are you the station manager?
Program director.
Program director.
Bill
okay.
Jennings is general manager, station manager.
Oh, okay. Grand Poobah, right?
Yep. No, I'm in charge of everything goes on the air.
Love it.
Pick the music, get the shows that our volunteers create, get those on the air.
Tied out of the timeout. Looking to get some offensive pressure here. The Bulldogs pressing out pretty high here.
Yeah, Gaffney is harassing the Tide player, Carter Doherty.
I believe that was Kerr out there up top, number 27.
Oh, okay.
Henryshawn, nice little check there. I believe it just popped out of the attacker there, Reed Merrill. And now Henryshawn will leg it up, advances it. Hadley misses it on the ground, and the Bulldogs come up with the GB. Good hit there at midfield. Helton does a great job to keep possession, and another broken stick there.
Great balance.
Helton ran through his second stick on the day.
Yeah, Helton showing a lot of balance there.
Kid's a beast, and now you see all the Bulldogs with the timeout. They're coming out and cheering on the freshman. Good for him. Number 19, Brody Helton. A goal on the evening already, and now 2 sticks lay in his wake. Beautiful.
Let's run down the schedule of some of the athletic contests we've got scheduled for you on BCTV. Friday night, another boys lacrosse game. Friday afternoon, I should say, 5:30. That'll be the Dover Green Wave here at Bedford Stadium. Then baseball, our very first broadcast of the year. is Monday, April 17th. The BG Cardinals in at SAU Field, a 4 p.m. first pitch. Girls lacrosse follows on Tuesday, April 18th, as the Pinkerton Astros come here to Bedford High Stadium, 6:30 face-off. And don't forget, you can catch the games locally on Comcast Channel 23 or HD Channel 1072. You can also go to bedfordtv.com or the BCTV app. And be sure to check out our BCTV social media, as well as the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all upcoming games.
Great to be part of the BCTV crew, bringing all of this athletics action out to the Bedford community and to the families beyond just the town of Bedford here. I know we get a lot of thanks from grandparents and others around the country who are very happy to be able to tune in and see their family members playing.
Well, we certainly know that our sports content is very popular. We have huge streaming numbers as well as viewership here locally. And we know a lot of families and friends are very interested in these contests. They want to support their Bulldogs. So we're happy to bring that to them.
Well, the Grand Poobah knows where his bread is buttered, that's for sure.
Yes, he does.
This is Evan Capello with the ball now for the Bulldogs.
As you mentioned, we're starting to see some of the bench players coming into the game, getting a little experience.
Helton runs through the long stick. Gets shot on cage, but saved by Piper Cooper. Nice play there by Tarbell. Just pushes Capella out of bounds after he picks that ground ball off the turf. Tarbell, long pass. Misses his target, though, as Carter can't come down with it. Carter Doherty.
Ian Fletcher backed that up, although I think it would have been Bedford ball either way.
Yeah, no need to back that up. That was a pass, so as it's deemed a pass, whoever threw it out of bounds loses the ball. It's a turnover.
1:23 to go here in the half.
Let's see if Helton can break another stick here on his way to the cage. Capella open from the aforementioned Helton. Nobody went to him, so Capella just stepped in a couple extra steps. No defenders came to him, so he pulled the trigger and scores low left.
Back to goal line number 10, Evan Capello. Assist to number 19, Brody Helton.
So Helton with the assist. Evan Capella with the goal, his first of the evening. Meanwhile, Helton has an assist and a goal on the night. Face-off controlled by Concord. That's Meyer Cooper.
Long stick midfielder coming in from the wing, scooping up that GB, but gets back on the ground. Sheridan, crossfield pass to Kerr. Kerr up the center, finds Luke Sy trying to clear it out right at midfield. Kaliza back behind. He'll settle things down, wait for his offensive teammates to get on.
35 seconds to
pattern.
go. I was going to say that they might be playing for the last shot here. Sorry for
Wouldn't be
stepping on
surprised. Yeah, no problem at all. Here, Bennett Matthews up top. Looks to go one-on-one against the shorties. Pauses. Fires behind to Kaliza, but that pass is wide of the mark and results in a turnover with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Ball's dropped back to Cooper, who sends it up to Davis Linzel. He's being watched by Kaliza. Just a second or two left here, and there goes the buzzer. That's going to end the first half, and all Bulldogs so far, 11-0 is your score. Let's recap that second quarter scoring. It was Bennett Matthews, number 13, making it 6-0, followed up by a goal by Brady Helton. Kaliza assisting at the 9:10 mark, 7-0. Kaliza again at the 8:18 mark, 8-0. I'm trying to check my numbers here. Is it Frangello, number 29, who had the ninth goal, or is it? No, I'm sorry, it's Gaffney, number 23.
Yeah, probably 23. I don't have Frangelo on here as a
Yeah,
goal.
it was Gaffney. So that was his third goal, with an assist from Luke Purnell, made it 9-0. At 3:59 mark, Kaliza again scoring, with Tyler Daldo getting on the score sheet, helping out with an assist, made it 10-0. And then just now, with 1:13 to go in the half, it was Evan Capello with the assist from Helton, made it 11-0.
Great to see the sophomore midfielder getting in the books too. So for totals, we have Kaliza with 4 and 1, Gaffney with 3 and 1, a goal and an assist for Brody Helton, 1 goal each for Toscano, Capello, and Bennett Matthews, and then assists 2 for Purnell, 1 each for Daldo, Sheridan, Griffin, Luke Sy. And that rounds out your scoring. 11 goals in the first half here. We will take a break for halftime and join you for second half action here from Bedford High School as the Bulldogs start their boys lacrosse season against Concord.
And welcome back to Bedford High Stadium here as we're ready to begin.
Bulldogs with an outstanding first half to the season. 11-0 is your score as they are up on the Concord Crimson Tide in game 1.
And the Bulldogs are just 1 goal away from getting this to a running clock.
Hadley scoops up the ground ball on the face-off here to start the second half. Zach Griffin will settle things down. And now Sean Toscano will see how the Crimson Tide are in their defense. Tide have switched over to a man.
Gaffney in the center, moving around. There's a shot.
Good save. Well done by Piper Cooper.
Matthews shot there from about 15 yards away. Tide come back. That's Riedenauer. Loses the ball. Bedford gets it right back.
Good check there by Bennett Matthews. Was right there in the Concord player's face. Did a great job to get the ball on the ground without fouling. Now Toscano picks up ground ball. Stick side high, save. Piper Cooper. Ooh, good pop there. Yeah, it's going to be a flag. Matthews is going to go in the box and feel shame.
Kind of an open ice check there. You know, you got to keep your eyes ahead of you. And the Concord player, Sebastian Nichols, was looking up to retrieve a pass.
Yeah.
And he got lined up.
That was a tough one there. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the old head that used to be a great pass and a great check. Body check. It was a blindside hit. It's a dangerous play for the player getting checked. So that's going to be locked in, and it might even be a 2-minute penalty on Bennett Matthews for that hit right there. I did see it was locked in, but they actually can extend the time of the penalty to 2 or 3 minutes. I can imagine it might have gone to 2 instead of just 1. And the thought that it is locked in tells me it's probably a 2-minute penalty.
So 10:33 to go here in the third quarter. Concord will have an extended man advantage here. We'll see if we can get them on the board. They trail 11-0 here in the third quarter. Merrill gets it over to Doherty. Tarbell with it now, back to Doherty. Up high, shoots and scores. So Concord gets on the board here. And some Tide faithful are here in the stadium cheering them on. And happy to see them get off the schneid.
So Nate Doherty buries one from top center on the man up. Assist by Joey Tarbell.
So Concord converts the man advantage situation. They get on the board now. Still down 10, 11-1.
And Bedford will have a man down face-off here. You can see they don't have a wing on this near side. Tarbell is alone. And he'll scoop up the ground ball. Well, actually scoop it ahead for himself and now scoop it up. Riccio was checking him on the outside. Tarbell will take a shot. A little wide. Chased down, and they give it to Concord. Attacker was able to back it up on that far side. I believe that was Carter Doherty.
Wind is picking up out there. You can probably hear it on our headsets.
Still a man up again as that penalty was locked in on Matthews for that unnecessary roughness. Tarbell will shoot. Save back there for Fletcher. Skipped in right around shin level, and he was down, ready for it. Roberto now trying to dodge 5 or 6 players, but backs it out. Fires it up to midfield. That's Luke Purnell running through the midfield, and he'll settle things behind.
Penalty still on for Bedford. Matthews still on the sideline. But the Bulldogs now in the tied end zone.
And it was 2 minutes locked, so it's about to be released. Griffin turns on the Jets. Draws the double, runs through it, shot high. Had that righty sidearm crank and just pulled it too high.
Kaliza backs it up. Possession stays with Bedford.
Matthews gets Toscano on the back door. Shot low and wide. Again, backed up by Kuliza. Ooh, pass high here. Gaffney will get an over and back on the Bulldogs. Tarbell scoops it down. Heavy pressure by Henrichon on Reed Merrill, but they'll settle things down with Doherty up top.
Looks like the penalty has expired.
Yeah, we're back to 6-on-6 lacrosse here.
There's a shot there, number 9, Carter Doherty, low and wide, backed up by the Tide. They control. Tarbell reverses direction, takes a near shot. Fletcher makes a save. Loose ball is backed up by the Tide. They control.
We're going to get a push from behind here with, will they call it with possession? No, okay, so the ball was out. We'll call push from behind on Kerr. Good. That was a borderline one there, as that ball seemed to be still in Carter Doherty's stick, so they very well could have thrown a flag there and put Kerr in the box for 30 seconds with a push with possession. But they do not. They keep the clocks running.
Doherty loses his balance, and they're going to call that a push.
Yeah. Yeah, Soden was getting in there. You're fine if you have equal pressure, but as soon as you extend arms out and the attacker, offensive player falls down, you're going to get called for a push from behind with possession, and that's what the call is here on Dylan Soden. He'll trot to the box and feel shame.
That's about the one thing that Bedford needs to work on is these giving up these man advantage situations to their opponent.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Bordeaux, I don't mind it too much, though, right? I appreciate the aggressiveness in his defense. They're getting out, getting hands on or sticks on hands, pressuring these offensive players. Occasionally, they'll get called. The tough ones are that one at midfield, that 2-minute locked in, unnecessary roughness one. That one can hurt, especially with a skilled team that has a highly efficient man-up team, that can really hurt you if you're down for 2.
Yeah, that resulted in a Concord goal. Here's Nate Doherty up top.
Penalties released. Nice job by Kerr getting a stick on that. Good hustle by Luke Sy, pushing the player out over the end line. So
Yeah,
Bulldogs will get possession. Well done by Luke Sy.
Another penalty flag thrown. What's this for?
Yeah, Riedenauer was lipping off after, and he'll get thrown in the box. Run unsportsmanlike. Oh, actually, it looked like it was just a 30-second, so it might have been him throwing the ball over the end line, a little delay of game.
.6:13 to go here in the third quarter. Scoring pace has slowed down somewhat. In fact, the only goal in the second half scored by the Tide. Concord trying to avoid the running clock situation.
Good stick there. Well done by the defender there, Doug Smith. Getting that ball on the ground, especially in a man-down situation.
Tarbell's got 2 defenders on him trying to get away. Gets driven out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover.
Excellent ride there as Purnell got back in the play and helped double team with Zach Griffin. And they forced Tarbell over the sideline. Getting the ball back. It's even up again, so no more man-up situation, but again, the Bulldogs got the ball back. A little scramble here in front.
And Matthew's shot was blocked in front of the goalkeeper. Tide pick it up. And Nate Doherty gets the pass, gets away from a check, and now he's in the Bedford end. Takes a shot and scores. So Doherty scoring his second goal, 2 in a row here. At the 5:14 mark, it makes it 11-2 in favor of Bedford.
Tough one there as Nick Hadley was trailing him, had beautiful timing, came down hard on Nate Doherty's stick. That ball stayed in there, though. Did not pop out. And Doherty had another cradle and then buries past Ian Fletcher. He was there. He made the play. The ball just didn't pop out.
I don't believe there'll be an assist on that play.
I would agree. I mean, Doherty was running for quite some time before he shot it.
Tied back in their end. Smith tried to pass up. We're going to get a flag here as number 20, trying to get the numbers.
I think that was Roberto that's going to get the foul.
Yeah, Sebastian Nichols hitting the turf.
Push with possession is my guess.
Andrew Fenn concurs.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate the validation. 30-second penalty on Roberto. The Bulldogs will be man down again. Doherty got the first goal of the game for Concord from straight away. Top center. Had time and space with a step-down shot. Was able to bury past Ian Fletcher. Little feed inside. Great defensive play there by Sheridan. He runs through a couple of checks after scooping up that ground ball, and the man is on a mission now. Fakes to the point man, takes the shot, and it's backed up by the Bulldogs, but
Gaffney on the spot.
Sheridan had a head of steam. He had the goal in his sights.
Gaffney behind the net. Now sends it up high, up to Helton.
Here's Mastro de Casa. Luke Sy trots over the half line. Capella trying to get downhill. Purnell runs through a check, feeds the center, and they have a goal. Nice cut there by James Gaffney, getting open inside. Assist from Luke Purnell. Luke Purnell's third assist, and Gaffney has 4 and 1 now.
Back up to a 10-goal lead now for Bedford with 3:54 to go here in the third.
It's good off-ball movement by Gaffney. Good catch in traffic right in the middle. Was able to finish. With all those sticks flying around, it's tough to concentrate. Make sure you get a clean catch right there on the crease, but it's prime scoring position. Call procedure here. Oh, and we're going to get a foul too. A little penalty. I'm guessing that's a little chirping after the call. Far side official not very pleased about the conduct after. It looked like a 30-second technical on Roberto.
So the Bulldogs collecting penalties like they're collecting goals today.
It could also be a delay of game, as he might have picked up the ball and tossed it away. So didn't quite see what happened, but it didn't look like too bad of a foul. 3:50 to go here in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs ahead by 10. This man-down defense is getting a lot of experience tonight, though. Not necessarily what you're excited about with Coach Bordeaux. Try to feed that low left.
Yep.
It's Braden Beauregard, but sails a little bit wide, so the Bulldogs will get possession.
There's a pass ahead to Luke Sy. Takes it into the Concord end. Down the sideline, now he pulls up.
Steps it into the box, now he'll sub out. Toscano with the ball now. Bennett Matthews coming on, and they'll wait for Zach Griffin as well. Subbing through the midfield is Evan Sabati. Defensive midfielder, helping on that clear.
Ball on the ground momentarily, picked up, and the goal there. Luke Purnell able to recover and put the ball in the net.
Yeah, a little bit of a wayward pass from Sean Toscano back behind to Purnell. He saw his attackman on the back right side. It was a little low, so that ground ball caused the defender to rush out, and Purnell had the peace of mind to pick up the ball, scoop it up, protect it, roll away from pressure, and the slide didn't come nearly fast enough, so he was able to bury for the goal.
And Purnell gets a goal to go along with his 3 assists on the night.
He's been in the giving mood this evening. Those 3 apples helping out his teammates.
Hadley loses the handle there, but Bedford gets it back.
Running through checks, well done by Parker O'Toole. O'Toole, sophomore, helping out on the wing. Will hustle through midfielder and sub out. Master DeCasa will come in from the face-off X.
Now Helton advances.
Helton's going to break a couple more sticks on his way to the cage.
Pass down low, shot, save by Cooper.
Saved by the crossbar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was right off that crossbar above Cooper's head. Coming from behind was Purnell. Had him beat. Couldn't beat the orange. Helton will pull. Low and outside. Backed up behind by Purnell. Tyler Daldo is into the game on attack. Subbing in for James Gaffney. Just under 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs ahead by 11, 13-2. Master DeCasa looking to go on the pole. Helton Finds the sneaker from behind. Kuliza can't finish. Good save there in tight. Piper Cooper stands tall.
Yeah, it was a good pass inside to Kuliza. Couldn't quite beat Cooper with that shot. Now a minute left here in the third quarter.
Pulling things out here, Colton Poole looking to get an ISO. Little fake there by Kuliza, gives himself some space, misses the cage low left. Purnell with the backup. He'll trot it in from X. Good change of direction there by Purnell. Crossed up his defender. Can't quite squeak it by, though. Hustle there. Ooh.
Flags are flying.
Flag flies there. Looks like Tyler Daldo's going to go maybe for a cross check. Yeah, cross check. 1 minute on Daldo. So 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bulldogs will go back down on the man down defense. Now, interesting strategy with the rules here. There's 30 seconds left here, so Coach Smith might try to get a shot off in the first couple of seconds here. If not, as that quarter clock clicks down, if the team with possession at the end of the quarter during a man-up, man-down situation will keep possession to start the next quarter. So they do not go back to the face-off X. So we'll see if they even try to shoot. They might. Tarbell thinks about it, but they don't shoot. And he'll step down here and pull. Good save by Fletcher. Rebound out to Henrishon. He scoops up the ground ball. Looks far side. Riccio can't quite catch that, but he's there for the easy scoop. Now he should just relax, settle, and he keeps it. So at the end of the quarter, man down defense comes up big for the Bulldogs again. They've let up one. 2 goals total, and they lead 13-2 after 3.
Yeah, I was going to say it's even quarter there, 2 for 2. The Tide getting on the scoreboard after trailing 11-0 at 10:03. It was Nathaniel Doherty with an assist from Tarbell, Joey Tarbell, that made it 11-1. Then unassisted, Doherty at 5:14 made it 11-2. It was kind of a long drought for the Bulldogs, but they finally got on the scoreboard with 3:54 to go, and that was a goal by Gaffney with an assist from Luke Purnell, 12-2, and then Purnell decides to get on the goal register there with help from Sean Toscano at 2:33, and that's where we stand now at 13-2.
High scoring output here this evening, 13-2. As we head into the fourth quarter, again, the Bulldogs will keep possession, no face-off, as they held possession at the end of third quarter in that man-down situation.
We have a score from Portsmouth, I believe.
We did have some scores from Portsmouth. Portsmouth heading into the fourth quarter was ahead of Winnicott 14-6. Might have another update that. We'll wait for a second to see if handy-dandy cameraman Andrew Fenn has any updates. It is a final now. Portsmouth wins 17-6 over Winnicott. And Dover defeated Salem this evening. 10-4 was your final there. 13-2 here in Bedford. The Bulldogs hold an 11-goal lead heading into the final quarter of play.
And cruising into a victorious beginning to their season. Teams change in. Bedford going from right to left now.
Bennett Matthews will have possession of the ball, far sideline, as clock begins for this final quarter. Matthews runs behind. He'll try to run out the last 30 seconds of this penalty. Crimson will look to double team, but Matthews will trot away. Coming all the way out top is defender Davis Linzell. Might start to see some additional substitutions for the Bulldogs with an 11-goal lead here in the fourth quarter.
It was a turnover by the Dogs.
They do throw it out of bounds, so Concord will come in.
Pass up now to Carter Doherty. He's double teamed, but gets away from that with a nice move. Little stop and go there. Being watched by Tristan Kerr. Oh.
Got him a couple times. Finally got the ball on the turf, but Doherty picks it right back up.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Well, they're going to call loose ball hold and give it to Concord here, as the Bedford defense was extending pressure out, really trying to get that turnover. They give it right back to Doherty. Let's see if he is still ticking. Kerr comes back out, applying heavy pressure.
Gets around, takes a shot. Stopped there by Fletcher.
He missed it far and wide, so we'll go back over the end line. Concord was back there behind for the backup. Nate Doherty will trot it in from the end line. We'll probably push him over into that far corner behind Fletcher.
So Nate Doherty behind X. Now he comes up from goal line extended. Pass up to, I believe that was number 11, Merrill. His shot goes wide. Backed up by the Tide. They'll maintain possession here. 10-12 to go in regulation. Bulldogs up 13-2. Now Carter Doherty.
Oof. Kerr's going to get a penalty here. Cross-check hold, as driving hard from behind was Carter Doherty. I think Kerr got a little too high. I don't know what they'll call here. Maybe a push, maybe a cross-check. Yeah, they're going to call it 30-second push. He gets the goal line extended right out to the right of Ian Fletcher, and he starts to apply pressure. And in this case, Carter Doherty just collapsed. So they'll throw Kerr in the box. He will go in the box and feel shame. .05 to go in the game. The Bulldogs ahead, 13-12. Excuse me, 13-2. My bad.
Yeah, not that close.
Yeah, there wasn't a 10-point goal there. My bad. 13-2.
Carter Doherty passes across to Merrill. His shot wide, backed up again by the Tide. They'll maintain.
Bulldogs aren't too worried about that kind of shot. That's, 15 yards high, off to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. They have to keep it somewhat tight as they're in a man-down situation, so they don't mind giving up those types of shots. Again, similar one here. Lefty crank by Carter Doherty, missing wide, but they're going to try to protect Fletcher from any of those in-tight ones. Give out outside shots on this man-down defense.
Penalty releases for Bedford as a shot low, and Fletcher's able to make that save.
Fletcher eats it up. Sheridan takes his time, bounce pass over this side to Henryshawn. They're going to need to advance it here, and they do. All the way up to Master de Casa, coming out of the box in the substitution. They'll step it in and settle.
9 minutes to go in regulation.
Sam Durso on for the long stick midfield action there. His first action of the evening, number 20. Junior long stick midfielder. We'll do some more substituting through midfield. Brody Helton holds on to it for a little bit. Helton drives righty. Save there by the Concord keeper. Nicely done. Piper Cooper all over that shot down low. Good hustle there by Purnell. We're going to get a timeout by Coach Smith. Delaying the inevitable here. 8:18 to go in the game. 13-2 is your score. Bedford leads by 11.
And make sure you tune in Friday at 5:30 as the boys lacrosse team hosts the Dover Green Wave here at Bedford High Stadium. That'll be on BCTV. And Monday, the 17th, BG comes to SAU Field. It's going to be baseball action here on BCTV at 4 p.m. first pitch. The girls back in action Tuesday, April 18th against the Pinkerton Astros here at Bedford High Stadium, 6:30 p.m. face-off. Catch the games locally on Comcast Channel 23 and 1072. Also online at bedfordtv.com. Games are also available on demand at our YouTube channel and on the BCTV app. Be sure to check out BCTV social media as well as NHCCM Sports broadcast schedule for all of our upcoming games this spring.
Full slate throughout the spring. Should be an exciting one.
And once again, want to acknowledge the fans in Concord watching our broadcast here on Concord TV. Glad to have you aboard.
Let's watch these lineups as they come out of the timeout. 8 minutes to go. We still see two of the starting three attackmen out there, Kaliza and Purnell. They're joined by Tyler Daldu, 1, 2, and 3 across the board. Defense looks similarly intact. Henryshawn, Sheridan, and Kerr.
Riccio there on top.
Yeah, Riccio, he's going to force Tarbell to his right, away from his strong hand. Trying to get back to his left.
Now Carter Doherty for Concord. Takes it below goal line extended. Watch there by Henryshawn. Pass up high. That's Nate Doherty. Gets double teamed. Trying to get away from Sheridan. Gets around him. Takes a shot. Winds up. Wide of the net. Looks like Concord's going to back that up and maintain possession.
Sure, crafty move there by Doherty. I thought Sheridan was going to get a takeaway there, but Doherty protected his stick well, rolled away from pressure, and got a great shot off. Fortunately, he's low and right. This is the pass here, though. Off to the races. Soden kicks it ahead. Ooh, wow. Yeah, we'll get pushed from behind. I see a flag down on the far side, but that was a loose ball, so we'll see what they'll call. A cross check from behind. So it wasn't just a push, they'll call the cross check.
Looks like that's Carter Doherty takes a knee in the penalty box.
Is that 9 or 3? Looked to me like it was 3 Doug Smith, but
okay.
Again, it's tough to see from here. He's got a long stick in his hand, so I'm guessing it's Doug Smith. 7:15 to go in the game. Bulldogs lead by 11, 13-2, and they go on the extra man offense.
Toscano over to Matthews. Has to absorb a check there from Vichenko.
Ooh, just missing wide as Kaliza on the backside had a little opening. Whistled it outside right.
Kaliza now. Pass up high to Griffin. He shoots and scores.
Nice bury by Griffin. I believe that was Purnell from behind there, not Kaliza. Purnell will pick up his 4th.
Now Kaliza, you're right, Kaliza got the ball to Purnell. Purnell centered it. So the goal coming at 6:14 here in the 4th quarter, making it a 12-goal lead, 14-2, and I believe we're now officially in run time.
And a good step down shot there by Zach Griffin. Again, time and space, stepped into it, buried it stick side, about shoulder level. I wouldn't say stick side high, but found the back of the net. He gets into the goal category tonight. Facing off was Parker O'Toole there for the Bulldogs, and he'll scoop up the ground ball too. Purnell, his pass gets batted.
Still on the ground.
Purnell comes away with the ground ball. They'll settle finally. Hear the coaching staff yelling out yellow. It's a universal sign to slow things down. Purnell creeping towards that end line, almost stepped out of bounds. Checks his feet, and he's still in. Looking for Helton through.
Misses everything.
Over and back. Concord picks it up. They're ready to go. They have numbers if they look.
Carter Doherty gets it to Nate Doherty. Now back to Carter. Couldn't get the shot away.
Quick scoop there by Hendershon, too. Good stick skills to pick that right up off the turf. Soda, nice little roll dodge away from pressure. Sensed that physical contact coming, just spun out to his right. And the Bulldogs settle things down. This is Luke Carr into the game, getting his first touch, I believe. They spin it behind. Cooley's a little fake. Helton cranks. This is outside right. Daldo backs it up. Purnell doubled. Looked to get it back to Daldo, but misses it high, and Crimson come away with it. They missed that clearing pass, though, so the Bulldogs get right back into possession. Cole Deal picks it up on the far sideline.
Under 4 minutes now in regulation.
Cole Deal getting some action here, the senior midfielder. Also a soccer player. We'll get Cole Wolfinger into the game, too. Goes down to the crease. Looking for the feed. Kuliza misses everybody inside. And the Bulldogs will substitute their defense in. Sam Durso runs across that long stick midfield.
Ball was loose, picked up by Diachenko. Loses it again, goes off of a Bedford player. It's going to stay with the Tide.
Hendershon was there, couldn't quite corral it. We tick under 3 minutes to go with the Bulldogs ahead by 12, 14-2.
Carter Doherty now passes it up. Gets the ball right back from Tarbell. Carter Doherty tries to get a shot away, had his stick hit.
Tough shot there. He's just inside the restraining box. Goalie has a lot of time to see that, so it wasn't too tough of save for Fletcher. The Bulldogs get it through midfielder rather quickly. Pass goes errant, though. But backing that up nicely is Cole Deal. He picks up the ground ball. And we'll get an offside, maybe? Or a failure to advance. I'm not sure. They stepped it into the offensive box there. And now we get a flag on the far sideline. Might have too many players out there.
Clock's just running away here.
They call procedure. I guess there might have been offside or too many men. I'm not quite sure what they're calling. Call the procedure. It'll be 30-second foul. As it ticks under 1:30 to go in the game. Again, the Bulldogs hold a 12 goal lead.
And that call will be on Bedford. Purnell's going to serve it.
14-2 is your score. Purnell serves the penalty. The Bulldogs, believe it or not, back on the man down. We didn't keep stats on how many man downs, but I think it was about 72 man down situations.
At
for
least
the
as
Bulldog
many
defense.
goals. At least as many goals are scored as penalties taken.
Ball forced into the middle, right on the crease. Bulldogs do well to defend that. Sheridan scoops up the ground ball. He'll retreat behind the net.
45 seconds to go. They can just run this out.
Well, they do have to advance it. They have 20 seconds to get it over midfield, 10 seconds from there to step it into the offensive box. Luke Sy looks like he'll complete that process, and now they'll settle with 30 seconds remaining. Great opening game here for the Bulldogs. 4 goals and assists by Derek Kuliza, 4 goals and assists by James Gaffney leading the way. The Bulldogs get help from several other players, 1 goal each. Several assists by Luke Purnell, 4 on the evening to go along with a goal. And Bulldogs are going to come away with victory here as Tarbell's shot is saved by Fletcher, who's had a great game back there, only letting 2 past him. And there's your final warrant as the Bulldogs take home the 14-2 victory in the season opener against Concord.
Corey, great job as always. Thank you to Andrew Fenn on the camera. And we'll be back on the air together this Friday, 5:30 p.m. Boys Lacrosse hosting the Dover Green Wave. And we look forward to doing that. Thank you to our Concord audience for tuning in. Can't help the score, but hopefully the broadcast was entertaining. So Corey Munson Tiger, thank you very much. I'm Harry Kozlowski. Andrew Fenn, as I mentioned on camera. We'll be back with you Friday at 5:30. Your final score, Bedford 14, Concord 2. You're watching Bedford Boys Lacrosse on BCTV.